Hi, Nancy Levin here with another episode of Raw and Real. So here's what's on my mind today. How I can continue making different choices and doing different things. So for example, yesterday I was out for a hike. Gorgeous day here. One of the reasons I live in Colorado is that we have over 300 days of sunshine a year. And I was out for a hike, and on this particular trail, there is a beautiful marble memorial up on a hill with a bench. And at that particular time of day, the bench was in direct sunlight. So I decided to sit down on the bench in the sun. And an older gentleman was approaching me, and he was commenting that I looked really happy and settled on that bench. And I said, yeah, I love it here. And he went about his way. And a while later, as he was sort of coming back around, he was about to pass me again. And truth be told, it could have been like an hour. And he said, wow, you must really love that bench. And I said, well, I do. And he said, what have you been up to? And I said, well, truth be told, I've been working. And he said, what do you mean you've been working outside on a bench on your phone? And I said, yeah, the truth is that I've been able to send a bunch of emails I needed to send. I've been able to message back and forth with my team, and I've been able to check in on my online communities on Facebook, all on my phone right here. And he was just commenting on what a far cry that was from, back in his day. He was a farmer, and, he would be, working sunrise to sunset, but he would have intervals during the day of resting when the animals needed to rest and of eating when the animals needed to eat. And he was just saying, how from his perspective, he sees, all of us kids having, being able to work all the time because of what technology affords. And, I was letting him know that, yes, I am a recovering workaholic. And while technology does let me work more, it also lets me work wherever I want to be. And therefore, it allows me to work smarter and to make different choices about working. So, I could have hightailed it back to my desk, hightailed it back to my computer to work, or I could sit outside in the sunshine and get the same thing done that I needed to yesterday. Another thing I've been doing for myself is, we've all heard this phrase being bounced around, that sitting is the new smoking. So I got myself a standing desk. I'm not the hugest desk person. I tend to sometimes work on the sofa or, around the house in different places. But when I'm at my desk, I wanted to have the option to be able to stand. So I got myself a standing desk. And, it just got me thinking of what are different things that I can do to make my work day feel more healthy. Something else that I've been doing recently that is really inspired by the coaching I give many of my entrepreneurial clients. Most of my entrepreneurial clients have left some kind of corporate scenario to go out on their own. And when leaving corporate, the idea is, I've got to sit at my desk for 16 hours a day, or I'm not doing anything, or I've got to always be at my computer. And the truth is that, I often say you can probably do about 4 hours of work at your desk a day. And the rest of the time should be really inhabiting your life, living your life, going out into the world, doing the things that light you up, doing the things that excite you, learning, exploring, connecting. And so I decided to take my own medicine because, truth be told, I am an introvert. So I might appear like an extrovert, but I am an introvert. And when I'm not out on the road traveling and speaking and teaching, I am a major homebody, like bordering on reclusive. And for those of you who might have been following my Raw and Real videos, I recently moved to a town called Salida, Colorado. It's about 3 hours from Boulder, and I've been going back and forth. But in this new town, I've really been making it a priority to get out of the house. And not just for a hike or not just to buy groceries, but I've really made an effort in getting out of the house. So, going over to meet and strike up conversation with the owner of the local bookstore, getting out and striking up connection with the woman who owns my favorite restaurant in town, going to a meditation community, a Sangha house that's 2 blocks away from where I live, to go do communal meditation sits. Now, I still do my own meditation daily, but I thought, why not go explore and see what it's like to go sit in community? These are things that I normally wouldn't do. But I've decided I'm going to do things different. And especially for me who, I have my core group of friends and no one lives where I live. So yes, some live in Colorado, but for the most part, my closest peeps are, from New York to Colorado to California. And so I decided, and while I'm really satisfied and nourished by those relationships, I thought, I want to start seeing what it's like to put some roots down and connect and have some community where I'm actually living. Because it's been a long, long time since I've done that. So these are just some things that are on my mind about how to be living my life in the world and doing things differently. And maybe it will inspire you to think about something that you might choose to do differently too.